As you can see in my screen, this is my jump up or jump forward game. You can move the character forward and backward using the key A and B. And if you want to jump, you can press the key W. Then, if you want to jump forward, press W plus D. Here. If you want to jump backward, press WA. That is the result of my Python code. This is my Python code. As you can see here, I import the Pygame and I import the SYS, which is responsible for a smooth closing for my game. After that, I initialize the Pygame and declare constant variables with the height of 800 and with the width of 800 and height of 300. The screen color will be white, the player color will be black, the speed is equal to 5, and jump height is equal to 10. Gravity is equal to 0.5. The screen game is set with the width and height, which is 800 over 300, and my caption is jump upward, jump forward, which you can see in the upper right of my screen. Then I initialize the position of my player, which is the player X axis equals to 50 and player Y axis equals to height minus 50. Minus 50 because of the X axis, so that the position will be height minus X. Player Y speed is equals to 0 and jumping is equals to false. And I declare here clock, Pygame time clock running equals to true in my game loop. While running, for the event in Pygame.get, if event type is equals to Pygame.quit, running equals to false. Here is the keys that I will be used to move my characters. Player movements. If the player key inputs key A and the player X is greater than 0, then the player X is minus equals player speed. If the player press the key D, the player X with player X is greater than the width minus 2. This is the one responsible for the moving backward and forward of my key, of my character. Next is the jumping logic. If not jumping, here the code checks if not jumping, and if it's jumping, if it's not jumping, since it is a not logic, it will use the opposite. So if the character jump, then it will equals to true, and then it will execute if statement. If key presses W and presses the key A, then the player Y speed is equals to minus jump height, and player X is equals to player minus equals player speed, and then the jumping will be true. This is the responsible key for the jumping backward of my character. Then E-left, if the player press W and press D, then the player Y speed is equal minus jump height, and player X plus equals player speed, then the jumping is equals to true. And this is the responsible for my jumping forward of my character. And also the last else if the player press the W, the player Y speed is equals to minus jump height, jumping is true. This is the one responsible for jumping up and down of my character and remain in the same place. Else, if these three will not be met, player Y plus gravity, player Y plus equals Y speed, then it will remain steady in its position. If Y is greater equal than height, then minus 50, jumping is false. It's stated here that if player Y is greater than equal height minus 50, then the jumping is equivalent to false. And player Y equals height minus 50. To see the screen illuminates like it's moving and jumping, after it jumps or move to another direction, the screen will be filled with white. And then I draw for my player a rectangle with the color of white, and I declare the variable X and Y and size of 20 by 20. Then after the declaration above and the looping of my game, it will automatically display the updated process of my game. Then the limit of my clock is only 60. After that, limit frame rate of my clock is equivalent to 60. Then here I declare a quit Pygame, which is Pygame.quit, and the sys.exit function. As I've said earlier, that sys is responsible for the smooth exiting of my game. And that's my Pygame gravity execution. That would be all. Thank you.
Share story.